On a certain morning, Reina is cooking breakfast as usual when Ren playfully asks her what she's making, in song. Amused, she responds in the same musical style. Seeing how effortlessly she turns a simple exchange into an enchanting melody, both Iru and Ren praise her rhythm and energy. Their encouragement fuels Reina's excitement so much that she continues, speaking in a musical tone even at school. Raido observes her peculiar way of speaking and begins contemplating how, in ancient times, music was a form of conversation. Seeing Reina express herself so naturally, he concludes that music is the perfect medium for her to convey her words. Inspired, he begins responding in song as well, soon pulling Ishikawa and Sato into his musical world. Even Oshiro makes an effort not to disappoint them. Meanwhile, Riku finds herself baffled by this sudden cult-like following and decides to keep her distance. Later, during class, Tobaru instructs the students to open their printed materials, but Raido realizes he has forgotten his copy. Without hesitation, he asks Reina to share hers, again in song. Watching them converse in musical dialogue, Tobaru reaches a dramatic conclusion. They are recreating the ancient art of waka, a poetic conversation style from the Heian period where lovers exchanged verses in poetry. The sheer esteem radiating from their exchange overwhelms Tobaru, causing a nosebleed so intense that it might as well be lethal. Later, Reina and Raido notice Henzin struggling to carry a heavy vase filled with roses and offer their assistance. After successfully transporting the vases to the auditorium, Henzin thanks them and leaves. However, as Raido watches Reina, he senses something different about her. She has transformed. The moment she picked up the scent of roses, she turned into a true noblewoman. Raido naturally concludes Reina must secretly be from a noble lineage. Walking beside her, cross-armed, he begins to feel the esteem flow through him, and soon, he too transforms into a noble. During lunch break, Riku attempts to invite Reina to eat with her, but hesitates, overcome by the regal aura surrounding Reina and Raido. Eventually, Reina invites Raido to join her for lunch, but realizing he forgot to bring his, they decide to buy bread from the school canteen. Inside, the usual chaos ensues, students shoving and scrambling to secure the last few pieces of bread. But as soon as they notice Raido and Reina's noble presence, an instinctive respect washes over them, and they part like the Red Sea, allowing the two to approach effortlessly. Unfortunately, all the bread is already sold out. Raido is shaken by this devastating truth. Reina, ever composed, suggests he buy cake instead, or if he prefers, she could simply give him her rice. Raido, stunned by the generosity, refuses. "I cannot possibly sacrifice you, Reina. You are far too precious to me." Reina, equally moved, replies, "And I cannot sacrifice you, Raido, for you are too precious to me." With no other option, the two decide to share the rice together. The students watching this pure, noble act, overcome with emotion, begin weeping. One by one, they step forward, offering Raido and Reina their own lunches. In a corner, Tobaru and Henzan witness the scene unfold, unable to process the overwhelming esteem. The force of it deals critical damage to them, leaving them mentally devastated. On their way home, Raido suddenly realizes, as nobles, they might be forced into a political marriage. Panicked, he pulls out his smartphone, trying to find a way to protect their love. Upon arriving home, however, he faces another crisis. His sister accuses him of stealing her pudding, which he absolutely did. Knowing she is moments away from rage, Raido attempts to defuse the situation by confessing in song. His apology full of regret, yet beautifully melodic. It backfires spectacularly. His sister, disgusted, tells him it is creepy. Before he can recover, his mother enters, revealing that their grandfather had sent Raido a copy of the family tree as per his request to investigate their noble lineage. But the results? They are total commoners. Later, Riku decides to have a fun study session, inviting Raido and Reina, who eagerly accept. She also invites Ishikawa, and Sato, though Ishikawa is about to refuse, Sato insists that both of them will join. Once the study session begins, Riku finds herself bored. This isn't what she envisioned at all. Ishikawa quickly picks up on her frustration and calls for a break, prompting Riku to pull out her life simulator game. As they play, Ishikawa and Sato aim for a stable life. Reina effortlessly accumulates vast riches. Raido continuously piles up debt, and Riku struggles to even get a turn. Feeling as if he is drifting apart from Reina, Raido takes a gamble literally. He bets everything he has. At first, it works. He becomes rich beyond imagination. But then, when he borrows extra money for one final gamble, he loses everything. The game leaves both Raido and Riku utterly traumatized. Meanwhile, Ishikawa and Sato step out to buy drinks and snacks. While returning, Sato unexpectedly confesses her feelings to Ishikawa, but he gently rejects her, though he agrees to remain as her friend. Back in the room, the two declare the start of a snack party, which finally makes Riku feel like she's experiencing the fun she had originally imagined. However, when test day arrives, Riku doesn't know a single answer. But despite her inevitable failure, she has no regrets.